Hi guys, welcome back to Pimp My Shack Season 3 Special Edition with Side by Side. Torah's shack is waiting for me and I have called it Project Happy Torah. I can't wait for you guys to meet her, so let's do that.
Torah, the center's diva. Torah has been with us around about 4 years now. When Torah came to us, she came with low muscle tone, like she could hardly sit up, she could hardly stand on her own. But she was born with a heart defect and then she has a low muscle tone as well. So that is how Torah is. But she was very independent. She crawls and does everything by herself. But then there are days when Torah feels like not doing anything, then she will manipulate one of the kids or the teachers and be like, teacher, I can't. And then teacher has to help her, or some of her friends has to do whatever. So that is the Torah that we are dealing with right now. She has a congenital heart defect. When she was born, she had a hole in the heart. So then they closed it, or they tried closing it, but then she still has to go back to the hospital like every 3 months or so, just so they can check up on her heart. She can't really stand. Even if you try to let her stand, she falls. But it's better now. It's not as bad as it was first. So now at least she can hold on to something and lift herself up to sit on the chair or anything. Just because of her low muscle tone, her speech is unclear. So with the speech, even it's better now because we do a lot of mouth exercises with her. So Torah gets a lot of therapy and a lot of input, and that's why she is where she is now, because of all the therapy and the input that she gets from the center. Here she's fine. Her upper body is fine. It's her lower limbs that are really a problem, and her mouth as well. So we encourage a lot of speech with Torah. She can speak, she can understand, she can read, she can write. So it's the same, it just takes a little longer. Because cognitively, she's also a very slow learner. So with Torah, you need to take time. You have to be patient. I can't rush through something knowing that she didn't catch on to what I was trying to teach them. To us, disability is inclusion. Yeah, so how would I be able to communicate with you if I can't speak sign language with you? That is where it all started. So Sendaline is deaf, and now, because they also need to communicate with Sendaline, we started teaching them basic signs for them to be able to communicate with her. But then we also noticed that throughout the day, when you give them a certain sign, they remember it. So that's where the sign language came in, where I can teach them about a rabbit, but I can teach them with a sign, because they will never remember the rabbit unless they have something to remember the rabbit by. So that's where the sign language comes in. When Torah started here, Torah's mom also went through all the steps to be able to help Torah at home. So whenever a parent comes here, we try to educate the parent as best as we can about that child. So she got training on how to handle Torah, the questions to ask when she goes to the hospital, the places she needs to go when she needs answers, all those things. Those are the things we equip the parents with as soon as they come here.
So it's not just therapy and help for the child, but it's also for their caregiver.
Exactly. Because most of the parents, when they come here, they don't know what the child is going through. Then they're very in denial about what the child is going through. So that's where we give them counseling, and then we educate them about the child might be disabled, but what can your child do? How can you help your child? So it's empowering the parent as well. And all our parents are empowered.
So we are at Torah's shack, and there is fire on the mountain. I'm feeling a lot of things because I've just been informed by Armand that we cannot extend further. So earlier on, the plan really here was to extend the shack a little bit to give them a kitchen and also a space where, you know, we can push the wheelchair in and give Torah a little corner where she can eat and color and really just make the shack generally bigger, so I have more space to work with to create a comfortable space. But now it turns out that, we can't, because that's not her piece of land. So Mosi and the team had put up the poles and now they had taken them out, and we need to find a new plan. So at this point, I really just don't even know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do, what the way forward is, what can we do, what can't we do. There's a lot of feelings, very little time to change plans. So I'm just gonna, go in and see if this is salvageable. Because right now, I don't know. I don't know. So the construction is underway and it's time for me to start with my DIYs. I am at Torah's shack and today I'm going to do a bedside table as well as a headboard, so more like a matchy-matchy situation. So I'm going to take you guys through everything that you will need to create the perfect bedside table quick and easy. So for this DIY, you'll need 2 planters, you'll need a color of your choice, or you can actually just leave it the way it is if you love the color of your planter. Then you will need pink primer, because pink primer is the primer for wood to use. Then paint brushes, I've got 2 different sizes, some masking tape, and I'll tell you why. A glue gun, obviously with a glue stick, and then sticks like shit for that reinforcement. So let's get into it. So first up, we're gonna clear your table and just make sure we put on something like a plastic cover. Normally you can actually find like drop sheets in Megabuild. This is just to make sure when you are DIYing, you are not staining your furniture whilst you're at it. The first thing you want to do is to flip the one, and then you want to place this one on top of the other one. So ideally, I'm going to put some stick like shit in the center because it will take a while to dry, but for that immediate bonding, I'm going to put some glue with a glue gun on here so that it stays in place. So let's just do that. There you go. My silicone gun broke on me, but like in the spirit of DIY, things are guaranteed to go wrong. So I will just scoop out the stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and put primer on this just to protect the wood so it doesn't expand and contract with the weather conditions. So just make sure you put on like an even amount. I'm just gonna prime it at the top. Put on a really thin layer because I want to paint over this quickly as well. So with glue guns is that most of the time you have to press the glue stick behind it. There we go. Now the magic is making sure you put this on exactly on top of each other. And I'm using the clear stick like shit. There's also a white one, so ideally, if your DIY is like a whiteboard or your color is gonna be much lighter, you can use the white stick like shit. I wanna grab that and just be sure to place it evenly. on top. So I'll paint the base dark gray or charcoal gray, and I'll paint the top also charcoal gray, and then I will give the base like a blush pink color. It's gonna look absolutely amazing. Yes, love it. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, where the masking tape is, I get to retain a little bit of this texture, because then the top part is where I'll put the charcoal gray. So I'm gonna keep working on this baby right here, and you guys will get to see how the final product is gonna look like in the reveal. So I don't wanna show y'all too much. Y'all got the basics, so get DIYing and be sure to look out for the reveal of this beautiful bedside pedestal. So the bedside pedestal is done, and now it's time for us to create the headboard that is matching it. I'll take you guys through everything that you'll need to create a matching match headboard for Torah, actually for yourself. For this DIY, you will need the paint color of your choice and then a spirit level. This is so that I can guide my masking tape to create the color contrast. You also need the pink primer. So I've already primed the headboard and edged it off. You will need a jigsaw and some power, some paint brushes, and something that you would use to create the rounded edge on the one side, and you will see where this baby comes into place. So let's get into it. As you can see, my board is currently primed and nicely dry. It took at least 2 hours to dry, but generally you want to keep it for 4 hours. I have cut the curve, as you can see, and this was so that it just complements the pedestal that we created in the previous DIY. I need high heels for some of these things, I swear. So what I will do is I'm going to make a nice straight line, because I want to create like a contrast between the blush pink and the charcoal. So I'll use the masking tape to create that perfect line. The spirit level is just to help me get a straight line so that my stuff is not skew. What I'm doing right now, I'm putting the masking tape on the side where I'm going to do the blush pink. And the reason for that is so that if the charcoal bleeds, I would still have a perfect line, because this is the little hack or trick that I use even when I paint walls. All right, just over the masking tape, a thin layer. And this is so that when I come and paint the charcoal over it, it does not bleed. But whilst this is drying, I'm gonna start on that side. I think what will go faster, especially in the middle part here, is a rollquas, like a roller, a small one. I think that will go pretty fast. First coat of the charcoal is done. We're gonna wait for this to dry. Give it like 2 or 3 hours, depending, and then put on the second coat. Just make sure that the charcoal is on there pretty nice and solid. And then what we're gonna do is we will take off the masking tape and put the tape over the gray, and then we will paint the blush pink on the edge, and you will see how beautifully that line is gonna lie there to create the contrast between the blush pink and the gray. But if you want to see how this baby is gonna look like when it's done, be sure to watch the reveal of Project Torah Headboard and Bedside Table Match Made in Heaven edition. So until then, I've got 3 hours to wait. Yeah, see you then. So I'm back in Torah's shack after the drama that happened. We couldn't extend the space, so that pretty much meant that I needed to make the existing shack work. So what we've done is we've kept the demarcation that we've done here with the shutter board. So I intend on putting wallpaper on these walls just to bring in a little bit of character, personality. And then in that corner there, I thought I would bring a zinc in there so that at least the dishes and stuff They can wash the dishes here and create a little bit of storage at the bottom and a couple of floating shelves at the top just to style the space. So we went with a light gray in here just so that the space feels a little bit more bigger. So in here in the bedroom, we've put in 2 windows to bring in as much natural light as possible. So what I've done is I've separated it, almost created an aisle. So this half of the shack would be the bedroom, and then this half of the shack is where we have the closet slash kitchen slash a space where Torah can sit and eat and also draw and do her homework. So we've kind of done this built-ins with shutter boards. So this would be the closet. So I'm gonna have like a rail in there, and I'll have like some baskets for storage in there and cover this area out with a cloth as well. Have a nice kitchen cafe curtain there. This is the area where they'll be cooking. The good thing is that they have electricity, so this is where the little stove is going to be and where they can cook. And then this would be Torah's corner that we've created, and we've kind of measured it out so well enough for the wheelchair to be able to fit here. And we have these retractable little sitting table situation we've created for her where she can eat and where she can do her homework. So generally the look and feel in this space is like blush pink matched with charcoal gray, so lots of pink happening in here. So we're gonna prime these cabinets and paint them, and then really just bring in a very feminine feel to the shack. This is gonna be the tiny house, almost like that tiny house edition, because it is a tiny shack. Stay tuned for the reveal. So we finished shopping for Torah's shack. As you can see, my car is full. Mackenzie, we're about to pimp
the shack.
So we're just waiting for Elia to come. I still have a couple of things that I need to get for Torah's shack, but I got most of it. So we've DIY'd, we've painted, we're gonna try out some stuff, we're gonna hang some curtains. Tomorrow is reveal day, and there's like 10,000 things that we still need to do. But this is another night shift loading, darlings.
You guys are not ready for what's about to come.
Boom shaka. Is it shaka laka? Hi guys, welcome to the reveal of Project Princess Torah. So we are finally ready for the family to see the space. It's all shades of pink, like I said. I'm more excited to see how Torah is gonna feel about her little corner in the space. So Meme, are you ready to see your space?
Yes, I'm
Dun,
ready.
dun, dun! Here goes nothing. All right, just keep it close, keep your eyes closed. Keep it close. All right, keep it close, keep your eyes closed, keep your eyes closed. Do you love your disc? So this is the space. How do you feel?
Thank you. I'm happy, very happy. This is my new room, and I'm happy myself. I'm happy very much.
What do you think about your bedroom and everything?
Ooh,
You can
this is
sit
a
on
bed.
it. You can try. Sit on it.
Oh, wow.
You want to play? You can play, Torah. So, is this what you expected? So that's a space for your closet there, where you can pack your clothes and everything and hang your clothes. And that's a space where Torah can do her homework and everything.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're gonna make me cry as well. can speak Oshuambo, it's fine.
Yes, my name is Justina Andreas. I'm here today in my new room. Everything is new. Ndapandru nene kinechona matumbura. Ipandru nene abakwafirangi, bashibakwafirangi tunene tangi. Ipandra kalonga ne bakwafe. Eva pe shidrife shibapangi. Itune tangi ke filonga ndashibakwafange molo kana kenya kele penya tora. Thank you.
Per the brief, I stuck with the shades of pink, but I also didn't want to make it too girly because it is mom and her daughter that's going to occupy this space. This is the headboard that we created for the DIY, and the this side table that's here, and it worked out just perfectly. I love the curve of the side table. So this is a closet that we made out of chipboard, space for them to hang, space for them to pack. In the kitchen area here, window with a lovely cafe curtain. My favorite part, which is Torah's corner. We DIY'd this little table for her. We've put a sink. They do not have water or access to water here, but I wanted to give them a separate space where they can actually do like wash their dishes. I love how it looks like. The DIYs came to life. So yeah, that's it for Princess Torah's shack.
Child, innocent as starlight, veil spread against the moon, seed planted with intention, faith struggling with roots, soul tattooed